Hey Secondary 1 Math Prodigies, this is Coach Saiful with your daily dose of math mastery, and today we're going to go into question number 1 of your assessment paper number 9. Now these questions are filled with varieties from all different topics, so please take a look and see how we do these kind of questions. Alright, please remember how to do it. Alright, with that, let's go into the first part, which is part A. Okay, let's take a look at the question right now. It says find the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple of 1, 5, 1, 2, and 7, 2, 0. Okay, so how do we do this? You should be able to do this very simply. Let's write 1, 5, 1, 2, and 7, 2, 0. Okay, so then what do is you do prime factorization. In other words, you can divide it by 2 here. You keep dividing by 2, and what you will get is 1, 5, 1, 2 divided by 2. You get 7, 5, 6 over here. And 360 over here. Can we divide it by 2 again? I think yes we can. But by 2 you have 180. And you have 378. Can we still divide by 2? I think we can. Yes we can. 189 and 90. Now can we divide by 2? Most probably not. 189 divided by 3, what do you get? 63. Divide by 3, we get 63, and 30. Divide by 3, we get 63 divided by 3, you get 21, sorry. 21 and 10. Can we do any further? No, we can't. So what's the highest common factor? The highest common factor, if you remember, is just the one that's at the sides. So from here to here. So it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And what do you get? 2 times 2 gives you 4, times 2 gives you 8, times 3 gives you 24, times 3 gives you 60, 72. So the highest common factor is 72. And what is the LCM, the lowest common multiple? Just go the L method. So LCM, look for the L. So from here to here, all the way to here to here. So 72 times 21 times 10. 1 times 10. And you will get 15120. So the lowest common multiple is 15120. The HCF is 72. Alright, very simple. Let's move on to part 2. Part 2 of the question, part B of the question is find the value of square root 147 over 243. So square root 147 over 243, excuse me, square root 147 over 243. Okay, now how do we do this? It's very impossible to do it if we just square root both. But what we can do is to notice that we can actually reduce the fraction within to what? We divide it by, let's try 3. So 147 divided by 3, you will get 49. That's a square number. Okay, and 243 divided by 3, you will get, 243 divided by 3, you will get 81, which is also a square number. So when you square root this and you square root that, you get 7 over 9, because it's actually the same as saying square root 49 over square root 81. So that's the answer for part B. We are breezing through these questions. So let's move on to the next one. It says, given that cube root 9.87 equals to 2.15 and cube root 98.7 equals 4.62, find the value of cube root 98.9870. Okay, so cube root 9870. Now, what's the relation or what's the link between this number and the number and the other numbers that they gave us? It's not just for fun. This cube root 9.87 and cube root 98.7 actually has a relation. You have to choose either one of them. That's my clue to you. Okay, so it's actually the same as saying cube root 9.87 times what? Cube root what? 9.87 times 1000. So you 1, 2, 3, yes, that's what you get. So cube root 9.87, what do we get? We have 2.15. And what is cube root 1000? We have 10 times 10 times 10. Therefore, the answer is 2.15 times 10 gives you 21.5. And that is the answer. Alright, good job. Let's move on to part D. For part D, it says give your answer correct to the nearest integer. Okay, so it's negative 2 1/3 minus 3, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this using Boltzmann's. Oops, what just happened? Okay. Oops. Okay, here we go. Negative 2 1/3 times negative 3 over 10. Then what we do is we plus 1 over 6. Okay, and then divide it by negative half squared. So first of all, you just have to use BODMAS, which is bracket. So do the thing in the bracket first. So what you will have here is actually the negative half squared. So what you will get is 1/4, because 1 squared, negative 1 squared gives you 1, and 2 squared gives you 4. Okay, then what do? We do our operation, which is there anything else? No. Division. So 1 over 6 divided by 1 over 4. So it's the same as saying 1 over 6 times 4. Okay, or you can also say it's 6 times 1/4. And then what else do we have? Multiplication. Negative 2 1/3 times negative 3 over 10. So negative and negative gives you positive. And 2 1/3 will give you actually, in mixed fractions, will give you 7 over 3 times 3 over 10 plus. Okay, so we cancel, we have 7 over 10 plus 6 times 1/4 gives you what? 6 over 4. Okay, that will give you, what would that give you? 7 over 10 plus 6 over 4. So therefore you will get 0.7 plus 6 over 4 is 1 2/4, 1 1/2 plus 1.5, which gives you 2.2, which is the nearest integer is 2. So the answer is 2. And for part E, which is the final part of this question, for part E. Now this one, all you have to do is use your calculator. Okay, once you use your calculator, you will be fine. Okay, so basically 2 over 3, let me just write this down so that it's easier to do this. 2 over 3 plus 0, negative 0.85 times negative 1.5. Okay, don't rely too much on your calculator, because sometimes the negative times the negative, they will still give you a negative, which is wrong. Okay, this is plus, plus 5 over 6 times 1/3. So just use your calculator. I know this looks ugly, like what, but let's use your calculator. So negative 0.85. Negative plus a negative means it's a negative. In other words, negative 0.85 minus 1.5. So you will get negative 2.35 here. Okay, and below what you will get is 5 over 6 times 1 3/4, which will give you the answer of 35 over 24, which is actually 1.4583. So 111 over 24 plus 2/3. And then you just sub it in. So you get minus 2.35 divided by this 1 over 11/24, then plus 2 over 3. Plus 2 over 3, and you will get the answer of, oh, I can't see this, 9.54, I think. 9.54476. What do you want us to do? Correct the 3 significant figures, and therefore the answer is 9.54. Bam, 3SF. Okay, that's it. Very simple questions. And that brings me to the end of question number 1. And this week's quote of the week is, decide now to have no fear. Decide now to have no fear at all. If you remember, there were t-shirts which said no fear. I love those t-shirts because that really is a good message. It's a really good message. You know, when you have fear of something, your mind just doesn't work. And when it doesn't work, you can't think. And when you can't think, you can't get good results. So the first step to doing anything or doing well in anything is to decide now to have no fear. Alright, with that, this is Coach Saiful signing off, saying you are a math prodigy. Good job.